Nature has a way of blowing our minds when we least expect it. In 2025, researchers, field biologists, and curious observers around the globe uncovered new animal behaviors and biological quirks that sound so wild, you might think they're straight out of science fiction, but they're all real and backed by science. Buckle up for the craziest, most entertaining ride through the animal kingdom. So let's start the video. Shrimp have their heart in their head. Yes, you read that right. Shrimp, those tiny sea creatures we often associate with cocktail platters, actually have their heart located inside their head. Technically, their heart is within the cephalothorax, the fused part of their body, where the head and thorax are joined. It sounds completely made up, but in the shrimp world, it's just biology doing its thing. This anatomical setup isn't just a design quirk, it serves a functional purpose. The cephalothorax protects vital organs, including the heart, under a hard shell called a carapace. By centralizing important systems in one compact zone, shrimp become more streamlined, allowing for quicker movement and better defense. In an open circulatory system like a shrimp's, there's no need to separate the heart from other organs. Everything flows efficiently in a loop. Other organs like the stomach and brain also share the same space, making the head a central hub. So next time someone says, use your head, maybe they mean like a shrimp stuff, all your vital systems up top, and trust nature's weird genius. Mice that perform first aid on each other. You probably don't think of lab mice as medical professionals, but a groundbreaking 2025 study from USC suggests otherwise. Researchers observed mice reacting with surprising care when one of their cage mates was knocked unconscious. These rodents didn't just sniff and walk away. They groomed, pawed, and shockingly pulled on their unconscious friend's tongue, as if trying to clear an airway. In several trials, they also removed plastic objects placed in the unconscious mouse's mouth. Mice that received this care woke up 27% faster than those left alone. This suggests real survival benefit, not just a fluke of behavior. Researchers also recorded increased activity in the brain's oxytocin-producing region, the hormone often linked to bonding and empathy. In this case, it fueled an instinct to help rather than flee. These findings shift how we understand empathy in animals. Mice, it turns out, might be capable of basic caregiving, hinting at ancient roots of compassion that stretch across species. Orcas give gifts and French kiss. When you think of killer whales, the word affectionate may not come to mind, but it should. Orcas have long fascinated scientists for their intelligence and culture. But recent sightings in 2025 took things to the next level. In both Norway and New Zealand, divers reported orcas approaching them and dropping gifts ranging from freshly caught fish to octopuses and even seabirds. What's even more astonishing? 2 orcas were caught on high-definition film engaging in what scientists described as a French kiss. The whales pressed their mouths together and nibbled on each other's tongues in what appears to be a display of social bonding. This was the first time such behavior had ever been observed and recorded in the wild, previously seen only in rare moments in captivity. Orcas are known to form deep pod relationships and communicate using dialects unique to each group. But this gentle, face-to-face oral interaction adds another layer of emotional richness. Marine biologists now believe this behavior reflects advanced forms of affection and trust. Gift-giving, tongue-touching affection, and playful teasing, it all paints a picture of creatures that live not just biologically, but emotionally rich lives. They're not just apex predators, they're emotionally intelligent, socially bonded beings with deep connections to each other, and apparently to us. Moths that use the stars to navigate. In one of the most fascinating discoveries of 2025, scientists confirmed that bogong moths, small migratory insects native to Australia, use the stars to guide their epic journeys. These moths travel more than 1,000 kilometers, 620 miles from Queensland to the Australian Alps each year. While researchers had long suspected they use magnetic fields, it's now confirmed that celestial navigation plays a critical role. In specially designed flight simulators, scientists manipulated the night sky visible above the moths. When stars were shown in normal positions, the moths flew confidently. But when stars were scrambled or rotated, the insects lost their sense of direction. Even more incredible, Neural recordings showed that specific brain cells fired in alignment with celestial orientation, nature's GPS inside a moth's head. These tiny creatures, smaller than a paperclip, are literally cosmic navigators, reading the skies the way ancient sailors once did. And they're doing it with brains that are smaller than a grain of rice. It's one of the clearest examples of how little size matters when it comes to evolutionary innovation. This finding isn't just a fun trivia fact. It could impact how we understand animal migration, help conservation efforts, and even inspire future biotech navigation systems modeled on the moth's inner compass. De-extinction is happening. Dire wolves, woolly mice, and moas. If you thought de-extinction was still science fiction, think again. In 2025, Colossal Biosciences, a Dallas-based biotech company, made headlines worldwide with 3 separate breakthroughs. First, they successfully implanted dire wolf DNA into modern gray wolves, creating pups that carried more than 50% of the extinct predator's genetic makeup. These hybrids had noticeably different bone structures and more robust musculature, traits thought to be lost to time. Next, they introduced a strange and adorable creature, dubbed the woolly mouse. This cold-tolerant rodent was engineered with dense golden fur and metabolic genes that mimic those of Ice Age survivors. It's currently being studied as a prototype organism for larger de-extinction projects, like the woolly mammoth. Finally, Colossal announced their most ambitious project yet, the resurrection of the giant flightless moa, a prehistoric bird from New Zealand. With genome editing tools improving rapidly, their timeline suggests a functional moa descendant could walk the Earth again by 2028, reshaping the New Zealand ecosystem for the first time in centuries. But this isn't just about Jurassic Park fantasies. These animals may help combat climate change, restore lost biodiversity, and teach us how to repair human-damaged ecosystems. It's futuristic, yes, but it's also here, happening now. The marsupial mole's secret superpower. Buried beneath the sands of Australia is a creature so elusive, most people have never seen one alive. The marsupial mole, a tiny blind mammal that spends nearly all its life underground, looks like something out of a fantasy novel. But in 2025, scientists discovered something even stranger. It has a unique third hemoglobin gene that allows it to survive with very little oxygen. Most mammals have 1 or 2 forms of hemoglobin for carrying oxygen through the blood. But the marsupial mole has a third highly specialized version that activates under low oxygen conditions. This allows it to thrive in compacted, air-starved environments essentially. It's built to breathe where most animals would suffocate. This adaptation is an incredible example of evolution, pushing the limits of survival. Scientists are now studying this mole to better understand hypoxia resistance, which may lead to medical advances in treating strokes or breathing disorders in humans. It's nature's way of showing us that the smallest creatures can harbor the biggest secrets, hidden right beneath our feet sometimes for millions of years. The frilled shark has over 7,000 teeth. Let's end on a sea monster note. The frilled shark, a creature that looks like a cross between an eel and a horror movie villain, has over 300 trident-shaped teeth arranged in 25 menacing rows. That adds up to more than 7,000 teeth, all packed inside a throat that opens disturbingly close to its gills. In 2025, deep-sea drones captured the best-ever footage of this rare species off the coast of Japan. What researchers saw was both terrifying and beautiful. The shark lunges forward like a snake, its long body bending and snapping to trap squid or fish. Its teeth are perfectly angled to prevent prey from escaping, and its jaw can stretch outward in an almost alien-like way. This animal hasn't changed much in over 80 million years. It's a living fossil, a time traveler from the Cretaceous that somehow still lurks in the deepest parts of our oceans. It's proof that evolution doesn't always need to innovate sometimes. Perfection just sticks around. Nature is wackier, wilder, and wiser than fiction. We've seen shrimp with their hearts in their heads, mice playing doctor, affectionate killer whales, star-navigating moths, de-extinct wolves, cold-proof mice, and super-burrowing mammals. These aren't campfire myths or viral hoaxes. They're real, science-backed animal behaviors and adaptations discovered or confirmed as recently as June 2025. If you enjoyed this video wild ride through the wonders of the natural world, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another unbelievable animal fact. Got a favorite moment? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one.